you know, I was watching the people and they were dancing to the Motown records.
That's here at Preston.
Yeah, here in Preston. And I was watching them, and every time a Motown record came up, I mean, it just felt, oh, you know, and their feet would be going, and you know, and they were mouthing the words, you know, and even today, I see that it generates excitement. You know, the lyrics made sense. Even if it was a sad song or whatever, it kind of made sense. It kind of goes on like life goes on. You can, you know, find yourself in some of those records.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they're almost like message songs. Also, I was listening to a Ken Weston one yesterday, Do Like I Do.
Yeah.
And in those days, it was like a teenage advice thing almost, as well as being, you know, something that was so real to teenagers all around the world.
Yeah.
They didn't have stuff like that before.
Right. I tell you, if we could kind of go back a little bit, you know, like it would sure be nice, you know. And I miss the guys that have gone on, and I miss that some of them didn't get a chance to do what we're doing now, to sit down and talk, and because a lot of times nobody got credit for a lot of work that they did, and you know, and it's a thing of not boasting, but you know, there's a certain amount of pride that you have, and you want to share it. But you know what? You go around and you say, you know, you hear something on the radio and you say, oh, that's me, and people don't believe you. And you know, your name is not there, you know, so, but you know you were there. But I just kind of miss that. A lot of guys that should have had the recognition were, or not here. You know, it's like that thing that say, give me my flowers while I can smell them.
That's the,
Yeah. So.
It's a funny thing that we kind of discovered doing books with Motown artists. It's something that when you look back on it, it's true. If you know people who know Motown. They all come here to Preston, and you get the people here, and they know every individual. They know people that you don't remember. But you also get people right around the world who you'd say Motown, and they say, oh yes, and their eyes mist up and stuff like that. Yeah. And there was a thing that people would buy if a Motown record was there. They would buy it with confidence.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And we found that that's more and more the case. It was Motown that, in a sense, was the star, and all the people who worked there were part of that.
Yes.
Which is not, I don't think that applies to any other
Isn't it something?
Yeah.
Isn't it something?
Yeah. It's a cast iron guarantee. If you buy a Motown record, it's going to be a good one.
The ones that weren't so good, you know, they sing now, they're good.
Well, yeah, that's right. And they had a lot longer life. When you look at stuff now, it's having just had, it's not supposed to be about me, but a lot, you buy a record now that sometimes has a great vocal performance on it, but it's got nothing else.
Yes.
It's got a kind of programmed background. There's no life in it.
Yes.
The performer is singing their heart out, maybe. But behind that is this kind of like that. If you can listen to we are listening to Motown records 40 years after and still finding stuff in them. There's still everybody in there, as you said before. Everybody's giving their best, even if somebody's just stomping their feet.
Right.
They're doing it because they're into it.
Right. And you know what? And the one thing, if you're going to do something, you need to believe in it, not just do it. You know. And I think everybody there had a belief and a dream, and they did the best they could with it. And everybody deserves a little credit, you know?
True.
So here's to the ones that have gone on.
Yeah, excellent. And a lot of people, I mean, for example, there are prime examples of say, something like, well, two big kind of, if you like, Andantes hits that weren't. are, I would think, Love Child and I'm having a blank, the Four Tops, Ask the Lonely.
Oh.
Right. Now, people could actually buy those records and think that's the Supremes and that's the Four Tops. But the key to the urgency in Love Child, the way Love Child works, has to do with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? I mean, it's that
Yeah.
in the background, that thing makes that whole thing work. And the same with Ask the Lonely.
Yes.
The way you deliver that. And anybody who thought that there was any of the four guys out of the Four Tops singing that part, yeah, only with very tight clothing, maybe.
Yeah.
So there is that thing, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it really is. It's interesting that people say, "Hey, I really love the Four Tops. I really love the Supremes." It comes back to the same thing. The idea was to make the perfect record. It wasn't about building an act in that sense.
Absolutely.
The record was the product.
Absolutely. And there are groups that just that you I just get kind of emotional sometimes. Be careful, But there's certain voices that are here just once in a lifetime, and when you think about it, and I mean, you stood next to these folks and everything, and and as time goes by, things happen, and but what I really like is when you can turn on the radio and you hear all of this greatness, and it actually brings life. You can be sitting on a couch somewhere and feeling like like old Mother Hubbard that went to the cover her dog, she didn't have any food or anything, but somehow or another you can listen to this and you find that even though you were feeling bad, you find yourself tapping your hands, or and and you really can't tell why. It just feels good. It just feels right. I just get all excited. I really do. I get excited.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting that when you go back, and I think there was the expression, it's what's in the grooves that counts,
Yes.
and how true it is.
Yes.
It seemed like a slogan back then.
And that, because they get on the floor and whoever was, the directing, because what they used to do is they would maybe have everybody there, but they had one person in the middle that was directing them, and I used to hear the guys say, "Keep it in the pocket, keep it in the pocket, keep it in the pocket," and that was, and that's one of my things. I can sing all off the road somewhere, and keep it in the pocket, get it in the groove,
Yeah.
Yeah. I was 19 when I first started out, and I had never seen anything like this. And sometimes during the early days when they let me sing, they would start doing all of this, and they'd get in the floor, and and Beans Bowls would be playing, and and these guys would just, and I'd almost forget to sing my part. I was just, I was just so excited, and even today, in my mind, when I go back to it, there's an excitement. There's an excitement.